right, happy Friday. I know, hopefully, you guys are excited about it being Friday like I am. So, this means this is your last workout of the week. So, you're going to do a really amazing job today. I've got some fun exercises planned for today. My name is Shannon. This is your 5 and 15 cardio workout. So, this is HIIT training. We're going to get through this very quickly. We're going to try to get this done in 15 minutes. So, we've got 5 exercises, 3 rounds. And today you're going to need a set of weights. You're going to need your mat. You can be barefoot or you can have shoes, whatever is going to give you more stability. And that's really important in the poses. We want to find a lot of core stability. So every single pose, I'm going to keep giving you cues, but all of these poses are designed to really help you have more stable core. And when we have a more stable core, everything we're doing outside of our core is a little bit stronger, a little bit more stable. So today, I'm going to use the weights. I have a blanket for my back, and definitely make sure you have a water. So first one, we start off with a plyometric. We're going to come into a lunge jump. Now, I'm going to give you some options if for some reason the lunge jump is not available. I'm going to spring forward. So as I'm here, I'm going to spring forward, lunge back. So it's a little spring. Now, if you have anything going on, ankle instability, problems with your knees, you can offer a little jump back here, or you can come and stand, lunge back, stand, lunge back. Okay, so those are 2 really good options. If you're having pain, if you know that you're not able to do jumping exercises right now, don't do jumping exercises. Our second one, we're not moving around a lot. So you're going to grab on, and really I think we only need 1 weight for this. So you're going to come into what looks like a chair pose. Now when you're doing this, I don't want you to round your back a lot. I want you to think about hinging at the hips as you do this. So we're going to hinge the hips. I'm going to bring the weight to the opposite foot. Now I'm going to bend down, pick it up, press up, bring it down to that same foot. Then I'm going to cross and lift up. So these are X curl press. And you're going to stay in that squat until you do the other side, and then we'll come up into a standing position. You're going to get down as low as you can. Now, if you're not able to take the block or the weight all the way down, you can build something up on the floor. You might be able to stack them up on some blocks, and you can do that. Or you can always do this without the weight because it's still pretty challenging for the legs. So then we're going to come down. This is one of my favorite exercises. My yoga students will tell you I do this one quite a bit in class. So we're going to come into a plank pose. Looks a little like a table to start with. Curl your toes and see if your knees can hover. Now I want to make sure my shoulders and wrists align. And I'm going to lean back a little bit. Squat down as low as you can. And as you spring forward, step forward. And you're going to re-squat. So you're going to step and squat. Now, if you need to, if you're feeling wrist pain, just come to your level. And so it might be here, and these are little step forwards and backs. So these are table steps. All right, then we're going to come down to our back. For the actual exercise, I'm going to use a blanket. We're going to lift the tailbone as you do this. So you're going to bring those hands behind the back of the head. I want you to think about bringing both legs up, and you're going to lift the tailbone. Opposite elbow comes to opposite knee. Lift, press, lift, press. So we're going to do those maybe anywhere from 12 to 20 times, depending on how we are doing on time. All right, last one are frog spring hops. So as we do this, I'm going to bring, your heels a little closer together so your hips are a little bit more open. I want you to think about stepping forward so you're not quite in a really long downward dog. You're a little bit closer in your downward dog. Straighten out the arms a little and kind of spring so the feet maybe even clap together a little bit. Now, if you're not able to come up that much, that's okay. If you don't want to jump, that's all right. I want you to think about rising up onto your toes, one leg at a time. And if you need to step back a little further, you can. If you just want to do small jumps, it might look like that. So kind of see what's available in your body as you're doing this. I know those are really challenging. All right, are you guys ready? I'm going to get a drink, and then we're going to start our first round. So we'll come into our lunge hops. We'll start on that right leg first. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Now it's hop forward. And use your arms any way that help you. Try to pull back a little with the left knee and keep your core really stable as you do this. 3 more. 2. Last one. Nice. Switch other side. 1, 2, 3. So it's bend, little jump. And I want you to think about jumping up as high as you can, keeping the hips over the heels. Really add a little spring into your step. We got 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, slipped right off. All right, so let's grab onto that weight. I'm going to start over with the weight on the right side of your foot. So you're going to grab with the left hand. 1, 2, 3. So a little squat, press, take it down. Squat, press, down. Let's come stand. So it's cross, lift, down. Cross, lift, down, stand. That's 2. So every time we do this, that's just 1. Lifting up and stand. Left arm grabs, right arm grabs, and stand. Nice. We're almost halfway. I know these are challenging for the legs. Stand. And you'd think that holding the pose longer would make it harder in the legs, but sometimes that stand and then you go right back into it really engages the muscles. Try to keep your spine in neutral as you do these. You get 3 more. Lifting up. And use a weight that feels challenging for you. Last one. Oh. All right. So take that weight over towards the side. And to find those table steps, we're going to start with the right leg. Start off in a table position as you do this. Lift the knees slightly. Press back. 1, 2, 3. So it's a little spring forward. Back squat. Spring. Back. Spread your fingers out. Pressing forward and re-squatting. So we're coming back in to that same position that we just left on the second exercise. 5 more. Keep going. And 4, really tightening the core. And 3. And 2. Last one. Oh. So those are challenging on the core. So we'll take this blanket out. You're going to bring the hands behind the back of the head. Make sure if you have your blanket, it's extending through the entire length of the mat. Hands behind, and I'm going to lift the hips. 1, 2, 3. So pelvic lift, left to right. Pelvic lift, right, other side. So lift, twist, lift, twist. Lift up, shoulders stay up. Lift. Keep going. Lift. Oh. And so lifting your hips as you're twisting. Lift, twist. Lift, twist. Lift, twist. Come on, 4 more. Lift. 3. Lifting up. 2 more. Lifting up. Last one. So I have my battery pack behind me, and I have to keep my shoulders lifted so high up that, wow, that made that really hard for me. So more challenge. All right, so hands come down. You're going to find that shortened downward facing dog. Bend your knees a little bit. Take your heels a little closer together. 1, 2, 3, go. So it's a squat spring. If you can get down all the way, get down into that squat. If you can't, just push the hips back. Bend your knees. Bend your elbows slightly. Pressing up. And since we're finding a higher number on these, and we keep springing back and forth, making sure you have softer elbows as you're doing this. Come on, you're doing awesome. Keep going. Tight core. 5 more. 4. 3. Try not to hang up there. 2. And 1. Oh. So my yogis that like to do handstands. This is not a handstand. Make sure you're not hanging up in the air, and you're doing less. It's about how many we can do, so we're getting our heart rate really lifting up and strengthening our muscles at the same time. Get your drink. We're going to start over again. All right, so this time, left leg is forward, right leg steps back. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. So spring up. Now, as you do this, think about pushing that right knee down a little bit. So you're getting a little bit more of a spring action as you come forward. Really try to press up through that thigh. 3 more. 2, 1. Nice. Step, switch. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. So again, try to pull that left knee down. Use your hands, and instead of sprinting forward, try to keep your head lifting straight up. Super tight core. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice job. All right, so this time, grabbing onto your weight. Take it over to the left side. Feet are hip distance apart. Hinge at the hips. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. So it's hinge, thighs, and ribs are kind of finding each other. So the abdomen is coming down. Stand. So right arm, left arm, stand. Right. And go as fast as you can without losing the structure and the integrity of the pose. Really important to keep this core stability. That keeps the legs stronger, takes it out of my lower back, and it's going to give me a lot more overall body strength. Keep going. Halfway. Get down as low as you know you can. And then up. So these are really easy. Get down lower. Keep going. Press. If they're hard, you might have to come up and down a little bit more. Or do a few less. So find that appropriate number for you, that appropriate depth. Come on. Let's do 2 more. We're doing good on time. You've got these. Come on, last one. Feeling strong today. Maybe that's because it's Friday. Good job. All right, so we're going to find those tables. Start off in a tabletop position. Make sure your shoulders and wrists align. Spread your fingers out. Curl your toes. 1, 2, 3. So pressing back, step left foot forward. Back, right. Pull your belly in. Exhale on the touch. Getting low, inhale as you come back. Try to push your bottom back towards your heels so you're using the thighs a little bit more. We're halfway. Keep going. Stepping forward. Finding that appropriate depth for your knees. Make sure your knees are forward. Last 3. Last 2. Come on. Last 1. Woo. All right. So if you have your blanket, grab under your blanket. We're going to find those hip lifts. So bicycles with that little hip lift. If you're not lifting your hips, you're really missing a lot in this position. So lift the hips, the tailbone lifts, hands behind the head. 1, 2, 3. So it's lift, twist, lift, twist, lift up, lift up. And this is one where if I rush through it, I feel a little less. So lift the hips a little longer. If you can hold those hips up for a second, hold, lift, twist, lift, twist, lift, twist. Hard to talk. Lift. Keep going. Lift up, curl the pelvis, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Last 3. And 2. Last set. Keep going. Oh, nice job. All right, blanket to the side. If you used it like me, then we're going to come into that downward facing. Shorten your stance. Bend your knees a little bit more. Toes facing out towards the side. Heels are towards each other. 1, 2, 3. So spring load and up. Spring. Up. Find a shortened stance if it's comfortable in your body. Add those little jumps or one leg. So you have that one leg option where the heel is coming towards your bottom. Soft bend in the knees, soft bend in the elbows, or big bend in the knees, soft bend in the elbows. 5 more. This is 5. And 4. 3. Really spring up. 2. 1. Oh. Woo. All right. Those are hard. I know, very challenging for the hip flexors. You guys are almost done. You're doing great. 1 more round and we are completely done. You can enjoy your Friday night. Nothing I taste, though, feels as good as that sip of water we get in between these. So this time, you're going to step that left foot back. I want you to find those good springs. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. So knee drops. Push in. Really press up through the heel and the ball of your foot. So it's kind of this roll upward. But it's almost like you're stopping yourself in front of this wall that's in front of you. So you have no choice but to go up. Come on. 3 more big ones. 2, 1. Nice. Switch. Right leg comes back as big as you can. 1, 2, 3. So lower, jump. And these first couple, I'm finding my form. And then really power through the leg. Push through the heel to the ball of the foot. Press the right knee down. Spring up. Use the arms. Keep going. We got 4, 3. Big ones. 2, 1. Oh, good job. Grab onto that weight. We'll bring it to the right side. Feet are hip distance apart. Hinge at the hips. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Now, if you're feeling pain or discomfort to your hips, try to press your thighs slightly out. So like you're pushing your thighs up against a wall, pressing up. Sink down as low as you can, bottom is back. As you're doing this, stand. Up, down. Push into the heels. Make sure you're hinging. Listen to this in your body. You've got 5 more. Pushing those hips slightly out. Pushing the thighs out. You're going to see my thighs don't move when I do this, but I'm pushing energetically to the outside of the hips, giving myself more stability in the legs and the core. Keep going. Keep the legs super strong as you do this. Come on. Last few. You've got this. Let's do 2 more. You've got this. Oh, I knew these get really heavy. Last one. Press. Oh, press. Woo. All right. Standing feels really good right now. We're going to come into those tables, so drop down to your knees. Take your knees down, wrists and shoulders align. Make sure your arms aren't too wide as you're doing this. Round slightly up through the back, curl the toes. Find your squatted pose. 1, 2, 3. So right foot steps, then go to that left. Notice where the knees are going. Press up through the center of the shoulders. Breathe. So exhale forward. Inhale down. Exhale. It even helps sometimes to breathe out through your mouth as you come forward. Come on. 5 more. Get the foot forward as far as you can. Come on. 3 more. Oh. Last 2. Come on. Last one. Woo. All right. So we're going to take that blanket down. Or I'm going to take the blanket down. If you already know what you're doing, feel free to start. I'm going to come down, hands behind the back of the head. Legs extend up towards the ceiling. Let's lift that tailbone. 1, 2, 3. So it's lift, left elbow, right knee. Lift, right to left. Now I want you to lower your leg, your opposite leg, at your distance. So if your back is coming up off the ground, for any reason, lower that leg a little less. Keep your core super tight. Lift, over, lift, over, lift it up. Try to get that tailbone lifted. Even just the thought of sometimes getting it up is enough. Lift, twist, lift, twist, lift, twist. Last 2. Keep going. Last set. Lift, twist. All right. Whew, you got through that. We're almost done. You have 1 more exercise. We have those frog springs. So, I know that sounds like a vacation spot, doesn't it? Reach your hands out. Bend your knees. Rise up on your toes. 1, 2, 3. So on your squat, let your heels maybe touch or not. You're going to spring on the balls of your feet. If you're able to spring with your whole heel, you're going to get a little bit more power. But try not to do too much power as we're going for speed. So really work your bottom back. I know I'm getting a little too much power, and I'm slowing down. Bend your elbows. Shoulders are coming over the wrists. Spread your fingers out so your base is nice and wide. You're doing awesome. You're almost done. Keep going. This is the last exercise, last few repetitions, last set. Let's find 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on. Last one. Oh, whew. All right. After that, I'm definitely rewarding myself with my drink. Um, so if you ever wonder what I drink, I put a little apple cider vinegar in my water. Now, I do this especially when I'm craving sugar. And sometimes just a little apple cider vinegar in your water will really help with your cravings of sugar. I am going to do a 7-day challenge. So this is 7 days that you will hopefully be able to give up sugar and maybe want to keep it out of your life. If anything, the 7 days is a reset. Not to reset your old pattern of where you were when you were eating a little bit more unhealthily, but drawing awareness to how I can make really good changes. So I'm not dieting, but I have a healthier and stronger lifestyle. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in, really encourage you to go to our website. This program is going to start August 3rd through the 9th. And we're going to break up some myths about sugar. We're also going to get to the bottom of what your triggers are. So individually, what is triggering your desire for sugar? And sometimes we think just because it tastes wonderful and it's sweet, but there's always an underlying reason. And once we discover that reason doesn't hold you hostage. You're no longer a victim to your sugar desires. You can choose or not choose and be okay with either choice without guilt. So that really is my ultimate goal, is that you guys making just healthier, amazing lifestyle. As we get older, our body starts to run down a little bit if we've filled up on a lot of things that cause us to run down. Now, I don't eat a lot of sugar. I don't drink a lot. I have a moderate lifestyle in a lot of things. And so as we age, we have the choice. Are we going to age gracefully? Or are we going to age with speed? And normally that speed, as we know, starts to go downhill. So I am hoping to educate you and really get you excited about this program. Please feel free to message me or reach out to me if it's something that you're interested in. Otherwise, please have an absolutely amazing weekend, and I look forward to seeing you guys next Monday for another 5:15. All right, namaste.